What's going on, guys? Army-Firedawg is back again. How have y'all been? Today I finally have the review video for you of Dudios' new true wireless earphone system, and that is their T8. As you can see, this is a very small and very portable and also a very affordable, like I said, true wireless earbuds. That is wonderful if you're just wanting a product to take on the go or give as a gift. But I'll get on to that throughout the course of this review. But as always, I like to start with the construction of which, and then I'll work my way down from there. So, starting with the case, as you can see, the case is a cylindrical style, and though it is made entirely out of plastic, it does have a very rubbery feel, which is really good for holding onto your hands or putting it on a table or not worrying about it slipping. Wherever you want to put it, because of that texture it has, it's going to stay pretty firm. It does charge, and also this is a charging case, if I didn't make that abundantly clear. This is a charging case, and it uses the Type-C connector here on the back. So that's the most universal charger, or at least it is starting to be that way, and I do give Dudios their props, and I commend them for going ahead and adapting that, especially to such a affordable price range. Like I said, this goes to roughly between $25 and $30, depending where you want to search through, but there will be a link in the description box down below if you would like to pick one up for yourself. Now, the front does have, it's this little bitty lip. Now, my problem with this is opening this, it often slips. So you have to kind of get used to how to hold it to open it up, as well, after time I have. I do feel that if they would have gone on the offset, like have a lip on the top and a lip on the bottom and offset them some, it'd be significantly easier to just open it without much trouble. I know me doing that in the video isn't really proving my point, but if you get a pair or get to try yourself out, I think you'll get what I mean. Now, moving on to the actual product themselves, both earbuds, or earphones, excuse me, share this very Apple Pod, whatever they're called, style. It is all plastic, and it does not share that rubbery feel that the case does. The horn is the most standard size horn. I don't know the exact measurements of it, but it's what you're going to see on just about any earphone. So if you desire to use an aftermarket tip, like I said, I recommend Comply. I'm not sponsored, unfortunately, but it's just a company and a brand that I've always used, and I really recommend them. But as they come with is just what you see here, which is their standard silicone. The horn is also offset, so it's angled a little bit more forward, which is very nicely for the comfort to easily fit right in your ear. The microphone and Bluetooth receiver is going to be right in here, and the motion-controlled touch plate is obviously, well, right there. Now, moving on to the comfort of the Dudios T8, admittedly, this was the first style of this, whatever you call this, extended dongle thingy style is, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect going into it. However, I will say, after my little bit over a week with it, these things are actually very, very comfortable. At least with the T8, they're extremely lightweight, and though all the weight is on the tragus and then on the ear canal, because they're so light, I don't even feel them. Now, with that being said, these are not for side listening. Like if you lay on a pillow or anything on your side that compresses these into your ear, that is not comfortable whatsoever. Moving on to the features, as I said, obviously these are a charging case, so they're true wireless. The case charges. That's some cool features that you kind of get standard. They do auto turn on as soon as you pull them out of their case. They auto turn on and auto go into pairing mode. Additionally, they will auto connect to whatever the most previous device is that it connected to, if applicable. I.e., I had my phone and computer both connected to these at one given time. The most recent one was my phone. Both of them have Bluetooth on, so it will automatically connect to my phone. But the real feature that I think really sets this apart, and I do believe was the focal point of the Dudios T8, was the touch plate on the back. And it's actually pretty cool and definitely, at least from my experience, unique. Especially on a product costing approximately $30. So, as is, both earphones, control play and pause, answer and hang up with a double tap feature. If you double tap them twice, they'll do that appropriate feature. If you triple tap them, at least with Android phones, at least with my phone, which is an LG, I did not try it with the Samsung because they use Bixby, but I would assume the feature would be the same. It does enable that feature. Now, they differ because the left earphone controls volume down and track previous. So if you slide your finger either up or down, it does not matter, your volume will decrease on your connected device. If you hold the left faceplate for 2 seconds, it will go back to the previous track. The opposite is true for your right earphone. Regardless if you slide up or down, your volume will increase. Additionally, if you hold it for 2 seconds, it will go track forward. That's definitely a unique feature, and at least one that I personally have not tried with any other earphone or experienced with any other earphone. They've always been either, they both do the same thing, you just kind of go like up, down for volume up or down, double tap for track forward, triple for track back, etc. So that's definitely a unique aspect that I actually did enjoy. Now, moving on to the sound quality, which is probably what y'all care the most about. So how does the Dudios T8 True Wireless Earphone version 5 sound? So, they are definitely tuned with a V-shape tuning in mind. The bass is the focal point of the track. Mids are very, very digressed, and treble, those, like I said, is a V-shaped sound. The treble does not have great extension. The overall soundstage is going to be more closer to you, but with that being said, and with respect to the ish $30 price tag, the detail retrieval, pretty respectable in all honesty. I did put an example in my written review, which is linked in the description box down below. But in Kono Oto Tenkyu is the Koto piece. Y'all know I really enjoy the Kotos lately. So listening through the Dudios T8, it still had, with respect to its price, some good detail retrieval. And on the clip I listened to, I linked a YouTube video, you can hear some stuff going on in the background. That was actually impressively picked up on these. I do give it some very good points for that picking. I mean, it's a very small, and if you don't know what you're listening to, you won't hear it. But I've listened to it quite a bit. And the fact that these picked this up, pretty nice. However, for the treble, I didn't get that magic feel. I didn't get that really just emotional connection that piece does have. It's still nice, I still enjoyed it, but with respect to what that piece can, at least for me, do, Dudios T8 kinda lackluster. Now, as for the mids, as you all know, or if you do not, mids are the most important aspect of the given piece for me personally. I love listening to the vocals. That's where the emotion and just the heart and soul, to me, lies in the music. Listening with the Dudios T8, I really didn't get that at all. 2 examples I used specifically were Adele's Love in the Dark and George Ezra's Budapest. Both of which, very nice song. They really portray the artist's vocal abilities. At least in my opinion, I enjoy them. But listening through the T8s, I really didn't get it. The voices sounded suppressed. They sounded, and again, it's how it's tuned, but they sounded really far back as opposed to everything else in the piece, as to where they're usually much more forward. The pieces are tuned to accent the artist's voice because they have pretty, at least in my opinion, pretty impressive voice. But I didn't get that with the Dudios T8. So that is one aspect I really can't give it nods for in the midsection. Now, moving on to the bass, as I said in the start, the bass is definitely where they focused at. I still wouldn't say these are going to impress those who are looking for some pumping bass or anything like that. No. But if you're listening to Repeat After Me, and I can't think of the artist, but that piece, you're going to bob your head. You're going to snap or tap your feet. You're going to snap your fingers because it's very catchy and it gets you in the mood, at least to me, to go work out, go do work, go write this and do this review. I've been putting it off a bit. But it really does get you going because the bass, and with respect to the price, I have to emphasize this when I say this next sentence, with respect to the price, the bass is actually very tight and very controlled. And that really off-put me. I was like, dang, that's pretty darn impressive for a roughly $30 earphone. So the bass, I got to really knock it. It's been pretty dang nice. Now, to conclude my overall thoughts on the Dudios T8, in my personal opinion, I do believe Dudios created these for the casual, non-audiophile, non-audio enthusiast listener. I think these are meant to be, like I said earlier, if you're commuting to work, not driving of course, but you're riding to work, or you're on your lunch break, or you're in the library studying, or whatever. You just want something to idly hear in the background. I really do think that Dudios is spot on for that. And you want something inexpensive, or you're looking for really cool, coming up, here's a Christmas gift. Let's make a really good Christmas gift that's inexpensive. A lot of people enjoy this cool feature a little bit more so than the sound, and I think that's what Dudios was going for. And in my opinion, I think for the casual listener, I think they really nailed it with respect to its price. I forgot to mention earlier, I do have one moderate, not high, but moderate downside or negative about the T8s. Through my roughly week and a half, however long I've had these now experience, at least for me, several times, not once, not twice, but several times, while listening to music or videos, podcasts, whatever, they would just some power off, just up and power off. It wouldn't be idle. Like I said, I'm actively watching / listening to something, and it would just power off itself. The first time or two it did this, I really thought, okay, well, I guess the batteries are dead. And I thought the batteries were kind of crappy on here. I'll touch on the battery side. I didn't do that either. But I thought the batteries were pretty low. I was like, I ain't listened to these but like 2 hours. So, put them back in the case, took them back out. They auto turned on. Checked my phone's battery indicator for how much battery was in these. And they were nowhere near empty. I don't even think they were half. I really don't remember the percentage, but I was like, oh, they shouldn't be doing that. But like I said, they did that a handful of times. I didn't keep track, but it was enough times for me to get fairly annoyed that it did that. And it's definitely notable, and I want that to make note of. I'm not sure if that's just the given pair I have, if it's all the features are bundled into one nice package and it just kind of auto shuts itself off for some reason. I don't know. But it is a very simple fix. Just put them back in the case, take them right back out, auto connect, boom, you're good to go. Literally takes 6 seconds for this whole process to go in. Mainly that's just its auto pairing part. But that was one notable downside I do have. To flip that, a very major positive I do have with it is the battery life, at least for the case, is freaking stupid. Like I said, I have had this for about a week and a half. I've put somewhere between 20, 25-ish approximately hours into actively listening to the earbuds. And obviously corresponding, I guess, the battery life of the case. I have not had to charge this thing yet. So that is very incredible on the battery life. That is awesome. I don't know, the longest single listening session I've had with the earbuds, it's been a very busy week, has been 3 hours of consecutive listening on the earphones. And the battery life still read pretty high. I don't have the exact percentage, but it was still pretty good. So it can go roughly a little bit more, 3 to 4 hours, I would say, with the earphones, but not proven. I didn't listen to them until we were gone. But just want to emphasize that the battery, very impressive on the T8. But my friends, if there is anything in this review I have missed that you would like me to clarify more, go over, or if you have any just general questions, please hit me up in the comments down below. I will absolutely read and respond to each and every one of you, and I do legitimately enjoy reading and communicating with y'all. But, as always, my name is Army-Firedawg. It has truly, truly been a pleasure, my friends, but most importantly, and please I ask of you all, stay safe.